But we become so proficient at becoming who we choose to be. And I see it in politics. It's so prevalent in politics. People will make a decision as to who they choose to be, and they don't even take into consideration what is the truth about your heart. What is the truth about what you want to do or how you want to be?
Mm-hmm.
And it's really sad. I can't describe it any other way, but it's depressing, and to see leaders take a political perspective and go about justifying it, regardless to how wrong it is,
Mm-hmm.
or how right it is, or how warped it is. And I think that's where God wants to develop us,
Mm-hmm.
to be the one that can speak the truth into that situation and identify that culprit. And that's the hard part about what he's called us to do.
But Jack, again, you're saying the right words here. It has to be done by us speaking, dialoguing, having the tough discussions, looking a man or woman in the eye and sharing with them exactly what's in our hearts. Be transparent. Do not be what somebody else wants me to be. When I go before a group, I tell them my story, how I've ridden on the back of the bus. I've gone to the colored water fountains. I've gone to the colored bathrooms. I couldn't get my food at the front counter. I had to go back to the back window. I'm open. I'm transparent with that. And God, and I shared this the other day, only black in a group of all whites, where none of that made me bitter. God made me better because of that. And I'm able to share those experiences with the love of Jesus Christ, not to hurt anyone, but to basically demonstrate from where I've come, where God has brought me. And this is what happens when we are doing what we're doing right now. And we're dialoguing, we're talking. So very valuable.
Yeah, it is. It is. And I think I shared with y'all a couple of weeks ago about the young man that I've been witnessing to these couple of two white gentlemen, and they both came to the same realization that they identified racism within their parents, and they didn't like their parents anymore, but they loved their parents and they respected their parents and they appreciated their parents. So they had to separate what they saw as far as the racism was concerned, and still love their parents as their mother and father that they appreciated so much. How much does it take for a person to acknowledge that truth? What does it take? How many people can do that? But it needs to be done.
Has to be done. Has to be.
And we're sitting, and I sit here and I listen to how we talk about stuff, and I said, who can believe that? Who you gonna get to believe that? But I know it's the truth.
Yeah.
I know it's right.
Yeah.
I asked a group of folks this last weekend, how much do you have to change to be all that God wants you to be?
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
If you see and understand that question, you realize there's a whole lot about me that has to be adjusted. I'm not even close to where God's expectation is for me.
Amen.
So
Amen.
I've got to expect challenges, changes, adjustments always taking place in how I see things, even in terms of God himself.